Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Mr. Ramadan SPD MPD as an English lecturer at the Polytechnic Piksi in Serang, and don't forget to my beloved friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Kadika from the 4th semester Accounting Study Programs. Okay, I will explain about the Journal of Imam Wahyudis, School of Postgraduate Studies Perbanas Institute Jakarta, Indonesia. That is everyday life of accounting disclosure, exploring home accountants practice in Indonesia. It is common belief that accounting is the domain of large business organizations and corporations. Therefore, it is understandable that accounting education largely addresses the need for accounting information from a business perspective, which is the goal of the accounting conceptual framework. The first, private and secretive affairs. As we know, Walker and Llewellyn make a statement regarding home accounting, namely, in Romanticism, home literature is where the heart is. Home is heaven, a place of rest, and a place to enjoy the pleasure of family life. But the house is also a locus of production and consumption, of the exercise of power and the scene of conflict. It is a place where the romantic ideals simplicity to coexist with the practicalities of research, generations, and distribution, of making ends meet and dealing with social relationships between family members. Given the complex realities of managing a household, it is not surprising to discover that a home is a place where we may look at the performance of rational practice such as accounting, and where we may identify various structures of accounting. In fact, households have not received sufficient attention from academics and accounting education institutions in general. Domestic affairs is seen as a private and contributive arena, while academia's focus is on gaining legitimacy and as a school of further learning where the accounting discipline supports the working of the modern economy and serves the interests of the public domain. Therefore, personal and home accounting have been relegated to increasing claims that accounting is a rigorous discipline within the business, economic, and law faculties of academic institutions. And the second, personal finance and everyday life rationalization. It seems that the problem of recognizing and measuring assets, as well as the concept of going concern for household affairs, makes home accounting mostly focus on cash or money management. Another difficulty with record keeping for preparing a statement of financial position at home is that wedding fees are private and private, household and cooperative, and are taken on a trust basis and not subject to contract. Also, budgeting plays an important role, especially among low-income families, to manage their income in a financial way strict. In this study, the researcher discussed about the first, home accounting practice, budgeting; the second, home accounting practice, financial accounting record keeping; the third, home accounting practice, decision; and the last, home accounting practice, signification. Okay, I will explain the first material, that is, home accounting practice, budgeting. The critical issue is cash flow management. Although not all households have a formal accountant. Therefore, the cash budget dominates the practice of in-house budgeting. As one of the sources said that he needed to carefully manage his expense. A focus on short-term budgets becomes a necessary condition because he allocated more than half of his monthly half installment. Budgeting practice showed the dominance of cash-based accounting. None of them use accrual accounting, although they realized that the best way to budget and monitor expense is the accrual accounting approach. The practice is influenced by the characteristic of their income, which mostly comes from monthly salary. One interviewee mentioned in the same way that his only job was academics. He also focused his budget on long-term investment in housing, land, long-term stock investment. The second, home accounting practice, financial accounting record keeping. All interviewees agree that the recording of domestic financial affairs is very helpful. However, the majority argue that they rarely keep records formally. Recording is carried out informally in the form of storing of transaction evidence in a certain place for a certain period of time. The focus is on maintaining cash availability to finance fairly large routine expenses such as electricity and water bills, children's school fees, and long-term debt. This aims to maintain a healthy cash flow. And the third, home accounting practice, decision making. At home, accounting information is usually used to make decisions about saving and financing related to long-term assets. These decisions usually involve cash outflows over a long period of time, though they must be carefully considered. Otherwise, it can create cash flow problems in the future. And the last, home accounting practice signification. One of interviewees said that cash flow management is the most important at home. It creates peace of mind as everything seems under control. Accounting at home is also very emotional. The emotional dimensions often affects and moderate budget discipline. This study supports the study conducted by Norcott and Doolin that many spending decisions at home are often influenced by emotional imperative rather than economic rationalization. Okay, from the journal, we can conclude that this study shows that accounting, namely budgeting, recording, decision-making, does have a role in home privacy. Also, accrual-based budgeting practice show the dominance of cash-based accounting. This shows that in-house budgeting emphasizes cash flow management to avoid cash flow deficits. This study identified that households with one-third and lower income levels tend to be more rigid in maintaining their financial records compared to those with multiple thirds and higher income levels. Accounting techniques are widely applied to business entities, almost not applicable to household affairs. That's probably the reason that everyone interviewed didn't care about statement of financial position. Like many previous studies, cash flow management is becoming the dominant mode of accounting practice at home. Thank you.